my show here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And of course, if you're watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. My goodness, I think we are almost done with 2025. How does everybody feel? How does everybody feel about the new year, this new year that's coming up and this year ending? Write it down below if you have that. So this year has been a trying year for a lot of us. We are going through a period of intense, I would say super intense endings. If something wasn't meant to end, it ended pretty, if something was meant to end, it was going to end this year. If something wasn't meant to last, it was going to end this year. So that goes for relationships, that goes for jobs. If something wasn't meant for you, it was going to end this year. Year 9 is the year of endings. So next year is going to be year 10. In numerology, it's the year 10 or 1, depending on how you look at it. So we are going to be headed into a year of full opportunities. Now, it's a personal year 9 for me, so which a lot of numerologists are saying that it's actually going to be a little bit of a hybrid, the year of ending. It's going to be the last closing out cycles, and then we're going to be headed into the beginnings. So a lot of the things that we're going to be seeded this year that are seeded, we planted the seeds, we're going to see it come to fruition in 2026, which is really exciting. So I don't know if a lot of you have actually did a vision board for last year, but I kind of want you guys to go back and do that. A vision board, if you guys want to do it. I mean, I am not the biggest fan of vision boards. I've done a couple of vision boards, and I liked the process, and I liked the process before, and I liked all of that stuff. Hi guys, hi Kyle, hi Siddharth, how are you? I liked that process. I liked how everything kind of went, but I'm not sure if I liked the whole thing of the vision board and the whole idea of the vision board. I mean, I liked the concept, but I'm not sure if I liked how it's executed. Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hi everybody. So yeah, so becoming a magnet for abundance in 2026 is going to be super important for people that want to really create wealth in 2026. And as I said, we're going to head into the full year of We're going to head into the full year of the year 10 or the year 1 in numerology. So yes, and this year was such a trying year for me, and I know that other people have been saying the same thing. It's been such a trying year to me. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I'm going to be talking about abundance, creating magnetic wealth in 2026, and how you can do that through your root chakra. So, oh, you're a Gemini. I'm a Gemini too. I'm a Gemini, June 11th. That's my birthday, June 11th. So, creating magnetic wealth it's more about how you speak to yourself, right? So we're going to be talking about the root chakra right here, how this root chakra is survival. The root chakra is all about survival, right? The root chakra is all about survival. It's all about Survivability, it's all about your um, the basic needs being met. And when I read chakras for people, and yes, by the way, if you don't know already, I do read chakras. I do see chakras, and I do see chakras in people. I see energy in people. I see how it works. I see the auras. I see the flow. And I actually see the shadows. All right. I see the shadows, and I see how that intensely, and I actually can move it around when a lot of my private one, when they pay me to do all this stuff, this is what I do with my one-on-one clients. I actually go in and I clear them, and next thing you know, they are manifesting $10,000 in bonds, right? They're manifesting new opportunities for themselves and businesses. One of them is now, one of my clients is now an author, a four-time author. Yeah, a four-time author now. Like, her shift was super dramatic, you guys. And I'm mentioned in one of her books as in the acknowledgments, which is quite fantastic. It's amazing. So this is the stuff that I've done for people in my one-on-one with my one-on-one clients. The root chakra is so huge, and this is all stuff I see it over and over and over again. There is three things that affect that root chakra. One is scarcity mindset. This is something I see so often in people. Scarcity mindset is when you think that there is not enough of something, right? That's scarcity. That's lack mentality, scarcity mentality. There's not enough of something. Somebody's going to take something away from me. If I don't have it, that's that competitiveness energy. That's that masculine competitiveness energy that comes up in a lot with women. I see that in so many women, by the way, that competitiveness, masculine energy, especially if they're in a lot of male dominated fields. Like, if they're in a lot of male dominated industries, I see this in so many of that. And that is where I see the sacral chakra block too. Balancing. That's the balancing of the divine feminine and masculine energies, right? Divine masculine, divine feminine, masculine, and ego. So when we see that competitive nature, not enough is something, I have to go, I have to get it. By the way, I see this in so many Facebook groups, by the way. I see this in a lot of Facebook groups, like women just doing all this stuff, just posting, either posting or just trying to grab and thinking that there's like all this competitiveness energy instead of just laying back and just receiving, right? And it does depend on what your specific blueprint is. So I'm going to get into human design in a second here. But it all depends, because some of you guys do need to like actually post, but not post like every day and just be in a super competitive mode, right? There's a difference between doing that and then being in super competitive mode, right? So in human design, we see the manifesting generator, because I'm a manifesting generator in human design, and I come across so many who are 5-1s, manifesting generator 5-1s, right? So I actually see so many manifesting generator 5-1s. You can see them just like post, but what they need to do, if you're posting as a manifesting generator, that's like the complete opposite of what you need to be doing. And I'm just going to use a Facebook group as an example. Some of you may or may not be posting in a Facebook group as a manifesting generator. But if you are, a better thing you can post, but a better thing for you to do is to just responding to something, right? Responding to something and grabbing something, and creating a post out of a response. So we are more of the people who comment under those posts. We are more the people who respond to a situation and create a post about that. We are those types, right? We are those types. So, yes, we have to learn what our specific blueprint is in our businesses. We have to learn what that specific thing is in our bodies that we are connected to, and then we have to clear our chakras as well. We have to clear those chakras, and we have to clear those specific fascia points in our bodies, so we can become the channel, right? So we can become the channel, so we can become the clear, the clear channel that we need to succeed in our businesses. Because the one thing that I see the most in a lot of, I would say, spiritual entrepreneurs, and I've owned my business for almost 10. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years, almost 10 years at this point, and then I've owned several businesses. So like it's been kind of a wild ride for me as an entrepreneur. So what I've seen over the years is this mentality that if you are a spiritual entrepreneur, you shouldn't charge for your gifts, right? You shouldn't charge. And I think that is where a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, they kind of get tripped up with their energy. They kind of get tripped up with all of their with all of their energy, and where they kind of get tripped up in how they specifically want to work in their business. And that's why a lot of them just don't make a whole lot of money within the first few years in their business, because they have to get out of the mentality that they aren't good enough, and that they can succeed. So all of this to say that so many spiritual entrepreneurs, heart-centered entrepreneurs, woo-woo, spiritual, witchy entrepreneurs, we get so tripped up in the fact that there's something that we have to do even further for this. So this is like a mentality that even I had to work with in the past year, because a lot of things kind of fell apart for me in the past year. Like almost everything that could go wrong did. Everything that could go wrong absolutely did in the past. It wasn't even the past year, the past year and a half, 2 years. Everything that could go wrong just went wrong. Like car went to shit. Old relationship, just that guy just turned out like to be a criminal, there like all of these opportunities just melted away, in every single aspect. Like money just left out of me. Any which way possible that money could leave, it left, right? And this wasn't just happening to me. This was such a collective thing too. And I saw this with so many women, entrepreneurs, so many spiritual women entrepreneurs. And you know what? I didn't realize for what it was. It was like the leaving. It was the ending of things. And, I had a lot of personal things going on as well. I had a lot of things going on with family at the same time, where things just happened to end in a certain way. Like things just started to dissolve in a way that I didn't see dissolving before. And like, it was horrific. It really was. It was horrific. And those of you who went through that, I'm sure some of you who are watching, if you're watching this, you guys know who you are. Like I did confide in a few people about this, and it was so tragic what the way that happened. But everything happened for a reason. Like things just started to fall apart, and like it was like things were just leaving. Things were just leaving. It was just going like this. Things were leaving. Things were leaving. And it wasn't, and things, I didn't see things that were getting much better in my life at that point. And I was just like, what is going on? So I had to, moving back home, things, all of those things had to happen. All of these things had to happen. So now things are looking up. Things are totally looking up and looking forward and looking like having an amazing, amazing outlook in my life. So, and that is what I wanted to share with you, because things had to have fallen apart for it to get a lot better. And, if you are going through this right now, like, just so you know, like it really is going to get better. Um, because it was a very, very, very low moment of my life. And it was a low moment in so many people's lives too. Um, and and then what you need to do when you're in that moment is literally start to switch the mindset. And honestly, what it took was me just making different decisions, just making different choices. Okay, like, and I'm just going to take, something like diet, for example. I chose to listen to my body and stop eating the things that I knew were going to make my stomach upset. Right? I had to stop eating the spicy food. I had to stop eating the things that were just going to irritate me. Um, I'm like, what would happen? And I would just say, what would happen if? What would happen if? And I started becoming a coach to myself. I started coaching myself a lot, even though I'm a coach. I haven't really coached myself, right? So I started coaching myself, and like the results became amazing. The results are amazing, and it's continuing. It's an never ending process, right? So yeah, like, and watching the mindset and watching how I was speaking to myself was how I started to attract. And knowing that I was a mirror, um, into my own existence, into my life, knowing that everything that I was doing was a direct reflection. What every person that was me was a direct reflection of myself, and that was a conclusion that I had to come to. Right? I mean, even back in Atlanta, I had these group of friends, right, that I thought were really my friends, and they weren't. Planning stuff without me, like getting kicked out of a group. I was so devastated. And that's when I realized that I just didn't, it wasn't meant for me. It wasn't for me. And I had to leave. So I knew that I was leaving something behind, right? So, and this was like what, a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe. And things had to have fallen down. Things had to have collapsed. But now I could start becoming the abundance, the attraction the magnetic attraction to all of that, to abundance, to wealth, to success. And that is all within the root chakra, right? And I had to go back to, that's what I had to go back to. I had to go back to all of that. I had to go back to the chakras. I had to go back to what I started, what I practiced, what I spoke on, what, and I'm a full believer like that you can't speak about to something that you haven't been through yourself. So, and I can speak about this, right? Because this is something that I have fully gone through on my own. And I can even talk about the narcissistic abuse that I've gone through. I can even talk about the levels of manipulation I went through in my life. Because I can talk about that for days, right? The levels, the insane levels of manipulation, the insane levels of distrust that I've had in so many people, right? But and even saying that, it's like, it's a little bit hard because like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm a victim here. Like there's no victimhood. I came from it and I've learned from all of it, right? I came from it and I learned, and that is not like what I'm here to empower. I'm here to empower light workers. I'm here to empower women, Indian women, Desi women in particular, to create their own brands, to create their own businesses, so they don't have to really depend on anybody, so they can leave their relationships, so they can leave, they can leave that person behind that is truly disempowering them behind. And that is really what my message is. It's not really about the chakras, even though it is about the chakras. There is a deeper message here. There's a much deeper message here than creating a space, than like just saying chakras, aura, all that stuff. It's about finding that power and taking back your power and really filling once you have cleared yourself, it's about empowering yourself to make those decisions quickly and empowering yourselves. And that is what this is more about. So again, I'm introducing a new, so if you guys, the root chakra, if you guys don't know, the root chakra is all about stability, survivability, all of that stuff. If that is blocked in any ways, I would love to help you alongside with that, help you create that better and that better life for yourself, that better balancing of life for yourself. If you are interested in that in any way, I am offering a one-off sessions with me, hourly sessions with me. And we're going to go through them very quickly. And these are limited. We're going to go through these for 2022. For 2022. Jeez, I still think I'm in 2020 or something. 2026. So if you want that clarity for 2026, let's go. Let's do a one-off coaching call. I would love to coach you. I would love to coach you. I would love to see where you're at. I would love to read your chakras, do even a mini energy clearing for you, and then work with you on that. So if you guys are interested in that, that one-off coaching session, I have the link in the description box or in the caption in there. And I also have the link as well to the link in my, it's called the link in bio as well. So you guys can look at that. I think 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for a lot of light workers, and I'm going to tell you why. we are definitely going to be needed. 2026 is going to bottom out. Just so you know, 2026 going to bottom out collectively. We're going to see a whole bottoming out of a lot of things. It's definitely going to get worse. If you think things are bad now, it's going to get worse. Okay, it's absolutely going to get worse, but I'm not even. Here's the thing. Things have to get worse before they get better. All right. But for us light workers, that is where the magic happens. Ooh, I knocked over my I knocked over my heat saver, my space heater. So we're going to see a bottoming out in 2026. And that is where the magic is going to rise, because this time next year, 2026, we're going to see the rise of a lot of things. Things are going to start getting better. We're going to see the rise of light workers and healers and mystics and everybody who is coming in. And here's the thing. I'm going to be here for every single one of you. I am going to be here for every single one of those light workers who want to actually create wonderful things in their business and really heal the collective. And really work with the collective and heal the collective. So that is why I'm offering those one-off coaching calls. So if you want to do that with me, go to the description box. I have that right there. And we can do this. It's 60 minutes. It's a one-on-one 60 minutes Zoom call. Okay. And yes, I do have a slew of other services. I have another link where you can see all those as well. Yes. So if you guys have any further questions, you guys can put it over in the comment box. I can answer them right away. If not, I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. And take care of yourselves. Take care of your life. Take care, okay? Take very good care of yourselves. It's going to be a wild ride. It really is. It's going to be a wild ride. We're going to be 2026. We're going to start seeing the turning of the tides, all right? I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy collectively, because we're going through a lot, especially if you're in North America. If you live in North America, we're going to see a lot of shit. We're going to see a lot of it. Okay. And it's going to feel like dumpster fire in the background while you're saying everything is fine. But everything will be fine. I promise you. Okay. Everything will be fine, especially if you come from a place, if you have a business and you're coming from a place of love and light and clarity and super clear and coming from a place of total being, but acknowledging the shadow, because not everything is love and light. Not everything is love and light. You acknowledge the shadow, acknowledging the shadow, working with the shadow, because that's also what I do. I work with the shadow, and then help them intertwine with it, and then creating absolute magic and alchemizing the energy, so you can become the best light worker, the best spiritual entrepreneur the world has ever seen. So if you're interested in that, let's talk, let's work together. All right. Take very good care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your day. And you should catch me on, what's today? The 21st. No, the 20th. All right, guys. Which is, today is Thursday, Saturday. Catch me Saturday. Okay, guys? Mwah. Take care of yourselves. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everybody.